What went wrong for the Minnesota Vikings in their loss to the Green Bay Packers? How about everything? They got creamed all over the field. Offensively, the Vikings couldn't do anything. Defensively, the Vikings sucked. The offensive line, a unit that's been pretty consistent thus far this season, just got absolutely dogpiled. It was an embarrassment for the Minnesota Vikings because they could not move the ball. They could not stop Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers offense. They could not stop Aaron Jones from bursting through the seams. It was a horrid effort all around by the Minnesota Vikings. And I don't want to say they didn't try, because I'm not going to sit up here and say that a professional athlete that's playing the NFL isn't trying. Because if they don't try, they might get creamed. Like, beyond what the Minnesota Vikings did against the Green Bay Packers. You need to try in an NFL game because you might get hurt extremely bad if you don't. But the Packers out-executed the Vikings in every single category in that game. Jaren Hall, everybody was excited to watch what this rookie quarterback could do in his second career start because he showed promise in one career drive against the Atlanta Falcons. He threw one good pass to Alexander Madison for a lot of yards, and that one pass gave Minnesota Vikings fans a lot of hope. And I'm sitting back here saying, pump your brakes on Jaren Hall, because this guy's a fifth-round rookie deal. And I get it, Brock Purdy, Tom Brady, but those guys are the exception. I get it, the coaches might not know what they have in total in their quarterback because Shanahan would have missed on Purdy if Trey Lance and Jimmy G didn't get hurt. Belichick might have missed on Tom Brady if Drew Bledsoe didn't get hurt. The Atlanta Falcons missed on Brett Favre. They traded him, and he's this legend with the Green Bay Packers. There's GMs and coaches all the time that miss out on quarterbacks. But Jaren Hall isn't a guy the coaches are going to miss out on. I said it before the game. Jaren Hall's stock is as high as it will ever be in the NFL because fans get excited about backup quarterbacks. We love backup quarterbacks. They're the favorite player on the team, especially when the starting quarterback isn't performing well. Oh, throw in the backup. Let's see what he can do. That's what fans love to say. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can, give a little bolt, a little jump start to the offense. Let's see what he can do. And Jaren Hall, that was enough. Sure, Christian Darrisaw just got annihilated a couple of times by the Packers defensive end and strip sack Jaren Hall. And the interception, maybe that went off Munt's hands. He probably should have caught that. It went right off his hands, right into the Packers' hands. But it was behind him. And then the next day comes, and Kevin Seifert from ESPN posted these screenshots of Jaren Hall rolling out in the pocket. And I think at least one of these times he threw it away. Another one of these times he scrambled for like 4 yards. And I don't remember what he did on the other one. But Justin Jefferson was like 5 to 10 yards wide open down the field. And he didn't throw it to him. He posted 3 separate screenshots of Jaren Hall missing a wide open wide receiver down the field. Even the interception to Munt, he had another wide receiver wide open about 5 to 10 yards further down the field. Jaren Hall ain't it. And here we go with the Kevin O'Connell criticism, not getting his players ready to play, not moving the offense down the field. Well, how is he supposed to make Jaren Hall throw the passes that he's supposed to throw when there are receivers wide open down the field? everything went wrong for the Minnesota Vikings. Maybe one thing went right, and that was Najee Thompson from the special teams and Kene Nwanju from special teams. He had a decent kick return. Najee made a play, made the guy fumble, got it. And then I think that's when the Minnesota Vikings scored a touchdown from Mullins. It was an embarrassing performance for the Vikings. And here's the thing. Jordan Love wasn't playing well. He made a nice 35 to 40-yard pass to a wide receiver for that touchdown, which put the Packers up by double digits. It's like 10-0. But other than that, after the first quarter, if Jordan Love hit on the passes that he should have hit on, receivers wide open down the field, and he threw it to him, but he wasn't hitting them, the Vikings would have been down by 20 points at the end of the first quarter if Jordan Love was an accurate thrower of the football. But he's an inconsistent thrower of the football. Even the play in the first half when he was rolling out to the right on 4th and 1, he threw it to a wide receiver. Maybe the receiver should have caught it, but the receiver had to dive and make a tremendous catch, and he dropped it. Even that play, that guy was 5 to 10 yards open. Harrison Smith was nowhere near him. The Vikings defense was ugly in that ballgame. Nothing went right. And now pretty much the Vikings' playoff hopes are dashed. The Green Bay Packers have a better record. The Chicago Bears have the same record as the Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings have a chance to finish as the worst team in the division. The Bears and Packers face off on Sunday. If the Bears win and the Vikings don't, even if both teams win, the Vikings are going to tie for the worst division record in the division. It was an ugly UGLY performance for the Vikings on Sunday. And now they have the Lions on the road. Will the Lions rest their guys? Who knows? It doesn't really seem like the Campbell way to do things. So most likely, in all likelihood, the Vikings are going to finish with a 7-10 record. And there's going to be lots of questions about the quarterback position this offseason. Because do you bring Kirk back? Do you sign a guy? Do you sign somebody else? Where do you draft a quarterback? Where are they going to fall in the draft? All questions that are going to need to be answered. And from the get-go, the game started on such a high. Kirk and his son taking their shirts off, doing the skull chant, blowing the horn. It all came crashing down after that. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Minnesota Tim Podcast. I appreciate you making this episode and this podcast part of your day. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please rate, review, and follow the podcast wherever you're listening to this podcast. Everyone take care and have a great day.